Good evening, Reds. Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Talking Reds. And we have some big news regarding Ibrahima Konate. Darwin Nunez and Trent Alexander-Arnold has actually spoken about his future. Patricia is joining me tonight. Big news coming out. He doesn't know about the Trent news yet. He doesn't know about what Trent said, so it will be a raw reaction from Patricia. But we will start with Ibrahima Konate. And it was actually an exclusive from Anfield Watch regarding Ibrahima Konate, and that PSG are going all in for him. Konate said the other day about his future potentially might not be with Liverpool. That's what pretty much came out the other day, because he said, look, I've been offered a contract, but accepting a contract is a different conversation. That's what he basically said the other day. So there is potential that Ibrahima Konate leaves as well as others, unfortunately. And Paul Joyce came out the other day and also reiterated what Ibrahima Konate said as well, saying like it might be because of the other three contracts. If them three don't sign, Konate might be thinking about his future at Liverpool. So PSG are the team that are all in on Ibrahima Konate, according to Anfield Watch. That makes sense, doesn't it, Patricia? Because it's French. Paris is the place to go for French players. Yes, they're not amazing in the Champions League, but they've got a good result the other night. They've still got some potential. They've got some brilliant forwards. They've got some brilliant midfield. Can they build something? Konate is probably a perfect signing for them in terms of building that defence as well.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't want him to go. I mean, obviously, I want him to stay. He does great for us. Even obviously, he has his times of injury, but every player's played with injuries. But if he's thinking of going back out, well, back to France and then play for PSG, I don't think. I mean, I wouldn't be happy about it. But that's his career, is his future. And I mean, he's done it in the Bundesliga. He's shown he can do it in the Prem. And now PSG obviously rebuilding, he can go to it over there as well. I think that he'd be a sort of perfect centre back for them. They've already built on the wing as well with Kvaratskhelia, which obviously was another target of ours, wasn't it? But yeah, I mean, I hope his decision is to stay, but I can see it in the future him wanting to go, which I understand.
This was the worry, though, wasn't it? This was the worry because we see Salah, Van Dijk, Trent all possibly going. Potentially, like it's getting more. The more it goes on, the more chance of going for me. And then it's a domino effect. Other players are going to think, hang on a second, why are we not keeping our best players? Why am I staying here at this club if we're not keeping our best players? We're never gonna build on a title win to next season because we're selling his best players here, or we're getting rid of his best players because we're not being ambitious enough with the money side of things. And you can't blame Konate for looking elsewhere. And I said that the other day. And these are not, most of them, apart from Trent and like Harvey Elliott, Curtis Jones, for example, these are not real Liverpool fans when they were growing up. So they have no obligation to stay here. They're here to win as much as they can, to play for a brilliant club, one of the best clubs in the world. But their careers are very, very short. And if the club ain't matching their ambition, you have to go win a title this season. And I'm expecting to win a title now this season because we are top and we are favourites.
Yes.
But they're looking into the near future as well, just like some of us fans are looking like next year, and thinking if we lose these three, there is going to be a drop off. So Konate's going to be looking at the same thing and thinking, why am I here? If I'll win the league this season, but then if we're happy to go back a step, then why should I be happy to go back a step as well? Do you blame Konate for thinking like that?
No, but I guess we can't also fault him for wanting to maybe go back to France, maybe back to where his relatives may be. So I think in that sense, I understand it. And he's shown he can do it in the Prem. And especially if we win this year, the Premier League, and then we win the Champions League as well, I think it probably does worry a lot of players, the fact that they're seeing the club not put the effort in with our three big players and sort of their contracts out. And the fact that even Virgil's had to come out about it, Mo's had to come out about it. And, well, we haven't, unless there's news on Trent, which obviously you have news that I don't know, then yeah, it just seems to be the fact that it's the club's fault failing us, the fans, and failing the players. They don't seem to have, no one seems to know what's going on. And it just seems to be like there's no plan of action. And the fact pardon?
Yeah, I was going to say, it feels like the team's getting ripped up.
It does.
Whilst we're still top of the league.
It really does, and that's good. That could ruin us for the rest of the season as well. Having that doubt, players already in their minds thinking, "Oh, where am I going to be next season?" Like that could be something that they're focusing on. Because, like you said, for them, for us, it's we're watching our team play, but for them, it's a career for them. So they've got to think of their futures, where they're going to earn money next. So, yeah. Although I'm not pleased with this situation, it's just I want stuff to be done, make decisions, and we're just not seeing that. It's not made public to us at all. So.
And we do like things doing quietly, but I agree, like doing transfers and things like that and contracts quietly. But at some point, I'm starting to believe that nothing's actually happening, because when Salah has spoken about it, he said they're far away in negotiations. That tells me that they're never going to meet in the middle. I can't see FSG. I think they're stubborn. I think they're very, very stubborn. They'll have one set of mindset on how they run the club and how strict they are in terms of budgets. I mean, we've come out today and they're talking about Jurgen Klopp today. Paul Gore said about Jurgen Klopp asking for 35 million to be freed up just to get Gravenberch. Why is he asking for money to be freed up? There should be money there to get someone like a Gravenberch. Only 35 million, so it's a cheap price for someone like Gravenberch. And it just feels like the team, and this is why we're talking about it. This is why we are worried about it. And don't ever put other Liverpool fans down for thinking about this, because it is absolutely relevant to everything. Yes, we can celebrate what's going on the pitch right now on the top of the league, but we've still got to look in the near future and say, can we build on that if we are to win the league? And right now, it feels like the team's getting ripped apart. And I'm going to go to Darwin Nunez now.
Well, it just seems to be from FSG that we're like a cash cow for them funding their other teams that they want to buy and stuff like that. So it just seems that they don't really care what happens to us, and that's evident. It has been evident for a long time, but nothing's going to change. You can't change their minds. So for us, like obviously we want the best for our team, but they just see us as another revenue for money.
That's what it is. I mean, I've said, look, I'm tired of talking about FSG, but it's absolutely true, because if you can't see that they are practically using the club at this point, then you're never going to see it. And you know what? If they change the ways, that's all we want to change ways a little bit. Be a bit more ambitious with us. Put a little bit of money in now and then to help us stay at the top. That's all we ask for. And we're not going to get it. And I don't. If we haven't got it in the last 14, 15 years, how long they've been here, then we're not going to get it now, and not going to change. So maybe it is a Van Dijk, Salah, Trent leaving might wake up a lot of people to the point where they do force them out. But it's too late by then. Damage has been done. I don't like that. It's too late. But talking about Darwin Nunez then. So Darwin Nunez, Al Hilal is the team that is interested in Darwin Nunez this window. And they're willing to spend wages around £29 million per year for Liverpool striker, according to Mike McGrath, a journalist. So whether you want to believe it or not, but £29 million a year, Al Hilal are wanting to offer Darwin Nunez, are willing to offer Darwin Nunez.
That's crazy, isn't it?
I mean, does Liverpool snap their hand off for that, or does Darwin Nunez snap their hand off for that as well?
Yeah, you got to think he would, especially if he doesn't see the longevity in the Prem, which we don't seem to think that he's potentially right for us. We need someone else at striker. I mean, it's not like he's a Scott Carson who just, is claiming money and not really doing a lot and just staying in the Prem for as long as he can. So, I don't know. I definitely see him going to Saudi. If it's not this window, it has to be next. And I'm hoping that our owner, and I'm hoping Michael Edwards is smart about it and is willing to let him go and reap the money that we get, reinvest it.
Under this sell to buy model, it sort of makes sense for Liverpool to sell someone out like that isn't really hitting what we need him to hit him. He did that. He got the brilliant brace against Brentford. That's what exactly what we want from him. But then he'll just go back to being just standard again. And that's not what we want. We want him to push on. But he's had moments like this before at Newcastle. Nottingham Forest had moments like that before. So I'm hoping he does push on. So we don't have to go by him. I'm hoping he does push on. But it's not looking like he would. And we've been proven that he hasn't pushed on when he's done this before. So I think it would be stupid of Liverpool not to cash in working under this model, Because if we've got something like 70, 90, 70, 80 million for this guy, most of all of his money back pretty much,
Yeah.
then we can use that to spend on what we need. We shouldn't have to sell players to buy players, but that's what it is. I mean, like I said, if we didn't sell Coutinho, we wouldn't have got Van Dijk or Alisson, so we'd have been stuck here with no Premier Leagues, no Champions Leagues. But we shouldn't have to sell his best player to do that. Luckily, Nunez is not our best player, so we might get a decent whack for him because of Saudi and Saudi League and Al Hilal if they're willing to pay that. Whether you believe it or not, it's up to you guys. This is just reports coming out today. Take whatever you want to a pinch of salt. Definitely, I think there is potential of him going because Arne Slot, there's been reports about Arne Slot saying buck up a little bit. So it wouldn't surprise me if we did sell him. But if he improves, then I can't see him selling him. It's just up to it. It's up to him really. This is on Darwin Nunez now. If he wants to stay, then he's got to improve. He's got to keep it consistent, and that's all everyone has asked for him. Really, if I'm honest, a bit more consistency. Let's go on to Trent Alexander-Arnold and his discussion. So this is Patricia's raw reaction to what Trent Alexander-Arnold said. I'm off to Real Madrid. That's what he said.
That's what he said.
No, he answered that.
Oh God, don't do that to me. Why would you do that? I was be serious.
So, right. If you're going to be successful, that's what I said. If you're going to be successful, you need a full collective squad, and that all buy into the idea. Hopefully, come the end of the season, we'll all be celebrating together. So he has sort of commented on his future. He is staying basically till the end of the season, at least.
At least at the end of the season.
Yeah, and there was talk about the reports coming out that Real Madrid have, in terms of Marca, came out saying Real Madrid have sort of given up hope on getting in January. I don't think that was ever going to happen. I don't think Trent Alexander-Arnold was ever going to leave in January and leave Liverpool in the lurch. I always thought it was going to be summer anyway, and I think Real Madrid probably knew that. But they was going to test the waters.
Well, how stupid do you think it'd be to leave at the point where we're at the top of the Prem and top of the Champions League? That's really silly. That'd be really stupid, especially when you can get more trophies behind you before you move, potentially. So, yeah, that wouldn't give me the right sort of mentality if he was to go. Don't get me wrong, if we were sort of mid-table or 10th or something, or a bit higher than that.
Yeah, it'd be tempted, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but with the performances we're putting in, you just need to... That's not what a vice-captain would need to do as well. He needs to still put performances on the pitch, show what he's worth, and then, in future, then think about what you want to do. But for now, he needs to focus on Liverpool, especially to the end of the season.
I mean, as a Liverpool fan, he'll want to leave Liverpool on a high. He'd want to leave. If he'll see like we're favourites for the Champions League, favourites for the Premier League. We're going to win. We should win at least one of them right now. If you're going to be honest with ourselves, but I'm not saying we are gonna. But we should be winning one of them at least. So he's going to want to leave on that high. And again, like Ibrahima Konate, if he's seen next season like we can't build on that because we're losing these players and these players, he's not going to want to stay around either, because at the end of the day, he's a Liverpool fan. It's going to hurt him that we're going to drop back when we're after. So it's a perfect time for him to leave after winning that. It will hurt, and I don't think I've always said like I don't get why you'd want to leave if you're a Liverpool fan. But again, it's the ambition that is going to haunt us in the end of that. So Trent Alexander-Arnold, I expect to leave at the summer, so he's not going to go anywhere time soon. Konate possibly could leave PSG at some point, and Nunez to Saudi Arabia. So we are pretty much the team seems like it's getting ripped up. It does.
Instead of links with players, it's more our players leaving somewhere else.
Yeah, so and I said the other day, like we'll keep getting linked to wingers and right wingers at times, like Cherki. I think Rodrigo was linked the other day. That tells also me that they might be preparing for Salah to go.
Well, the thing is, though, Cherki's not... I'm not saying set on, but it seems more likely because from what I've been seeing around is that obviously Lyon need to sell to be able to get past the funds that they need to get out of debt. So they don't get relegated to the second league. So they're pushing to sell players potentially. We've obviously been given the figures for Cherki, and it's just whether the club are willing to pay that, whether they see him if we need him. But we're here thinking, but we don't really need another attacking player at the moment.
Are they preparing for something? That's why you ask yourself. That's why I get linked to so many wingers. Even like Gittins have been linked to as well. Yeah, Bino Gittins from Borussia Dortmund have been linked to him again. I spoke about him the other day, and when these links are coming out, it's it looks like we are setting ourselves up for losing at least one forward, but whether it be Diaz, Nunez, or Salah, or maybe 2 forwards potentially. But that's the life under FSG. We've got to live with that at the moment until things change. But it is what it is. We are excited about what's going on in the season. So if you want to join us on this season on Talking Reds, just like this channel, subscribe to the channel, like this video, and get your notification bells on as well. We're bringing you all latest Liverpool news. I did a press conference reaction earlier for Man and Slots press conference. We've got a Liverpool Ipswich preview in the morning, as well as Premier League predictions as well in the morning, which I've already recorded out. And we've also got the big interviews next week. So I'm going to interview as many Liverpool fans as I can. That is my challenge for this channel. And a lot of people have responded already, which is fantastic. So they will be starting next week for a special series. Thank you for watching. Have a great night, Reds.